Don't wait for the world to change. You can't. You've got to go out and do something today that is different than what you've done before. If you keep doing the same things over and over and over again and you're not seeing any results, you've got to change it because something isn't working, it's broken. So go out there and do something different. Knock on a door, go to the open house tours. Do something that is going to give some excitement, put some excitement back into your business and make you happy and glad that you get to wake up and be in the position that you're in as a real estate agent, appraiser, title officer, lender, whoever it is that's watching this. Make sure that you keep things fresh and don't wait for the phone to ring. Don't wait for some good news to come out that there's a new government program that's going to change the entire universe and make the housing market come back. Not going to happen, guys, okay? You got to go out and do it on your own. So pick up the phone, call your referral sources, start working, the way that you used to, back before things were the way they were in 04, 05, 06, 07. Things aren't going back to those days, so we've got to learn how to make it work with the tools that we've got to work with now. So that brings me to the next point. There is a new credit scoring system that's being proposed, which I am in complete support of. It's called the FICO 08 credit scoring model. Now, right now, the current credit scoring model that we have is the most unfair, archaic waste of time that there is. I have seen so many credit reports, thousands and thousands of credit reports, and it is the most unorthodox system that you can even imagine. Now, the reason I say that is you've got two groups of people. You've got people that pay their bills, and you've got people that don't pay their bills. You've got people in the middle of that situation that, have they have anomalies, they have issues, they have things that come up, medical events, family events, things like that. Now, one missed payment on a credit report is a catastrophe with the current scoring system that we've got. And, things happen. You go on vacation, a bill falls behind the toaster, whatever it might be, and you've got no way to account for that in the current credit scoring model. So what I'm supporting here with this FICO 08 is the fact that it takes into consideration the entire borrower's credit history, not individual anomalies. Because if you miss a mortgage payment on a credit card today in the current credit scoring model, given whether or not you are how leveraged you are on your credit accounts, let's say they're 90% at their limit and you miss a payment, your credit score goes from a 700 down to probably a 620 overnight because of that one missed payment, because it weighs risk. The more credit you've got, the higher the balances are. A missed payment is anticipating that you are going to be missing more payments in the future, so your credit score goes down even more, so that a new creditor is not going to be likely to give you new credit. So this new scoring model is going to give borrowers the benefit of the doubt. It's going to say, look, you've got a good credit history. These individual anomalies that happen are not going to affect the scores as dramatically. And it's also going to do away with the fact that when you've got let's say you've got a public record, a collection, a judgment, something like that's reported maybe 7, 8 years ago, and maybe it went into default 7, 8 years ago, then every 3 years they sell it to a new collection company and they re-rack your credit report because a new collection pops up for the same account. We pull credit reports all the time that have got 12 different credit account listings for the same debt because it's been sold that many times, and that penalizes the borrower every time those things pop on there. It's going to do away with that, because why should you get penalized 12 times for one account that was in default? So these kind of things are positive. They are going to help the housing industry, I believe. You put these credit scoring practices into place. Again, you have to balance risk, and you have to have these scoring systems in place, I believe. But it also takes into consideration the character of the borrower, not specific individual events. I have seen so many unfair credit scoring situations that I welcome a change. I've seen borrowers who have been one day out of a Chapter 7 bankruptcy that's got a 740 credit score, and a guy who pays all of his bills on time, who has a lot of credit accounts, but he's paying his bills, he's working hard, he's doing what it takes to make things work, and he's got a 580 credit score, and he can't get a loan, even though he's more deserving of that than the guy who went out and just said, you know what, I can't make my payments on my bills anymore, so I'm just going to let the government wipe my slate clean. I'll start all over again, and my credit score will be 740. He worked the system. He got what he wanted. He knew what he was doing. The guy who's been, busting his hump trying to make his payments and doing the right thing can't get a loan. And to me, that doesn't compute. It's not fair. This new FICO 08 score is fair. It will take into consideration the entire history of the borrower. So I'm in complete support of it. I hope it passes. But it has a long road to go. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have to endorse it. And then even if they do, the lenders also have to endorse it because, again, they're the ones taking the credit risk. But it starts with Fannie and Freddie. If they do it, then I think we're on our way to seeing this come to market. So keep tuned into this. I'll keep you posted as that progresses. But I think that making it easier for borrowers to obtain home loans will get us out of the situation that we're in currently. So again, all the things that are going on, creating kind of this perfect storm. The end of this first-time home buyer credit, rates are low. Hopefully we've got new credit scoring models coming out in the next 3-4 months. All these things coupled together, I think, are going to start churning the wheels of this giant train, maybe start getting it moving again. Also, one other tip I wanted to give you was that all of you who are taking listings out there, who hopefully you are examining, title information, or at least talking to the seller before you take the listing about when they acquired the property, how long ago did they buy it, what were the circumstances around the sale of the house, is it a flip? This is a huge, huge thing, so listen up, turn your speaker up, flip. Okay, if you know that the borrower, or the seller has purchased that home within the last 90 days and they're trying to sell that, you have got to alert the lender of that who's going to be doing the loan for the borrower. Because if it's an FHA loan, we have to order a case number for that particular property. If we order that case number, if it's within that 90-day period of time and we order it before that 90 days is up, there's a waiting period that banks are requiring that you cannot sell a home unless title has been seasoned for 90 days. If we order a case number in that 90-day period, we just froze that house for 6 months. You can't do anything with that house for 6 months. So fortunately, I haven't had that situation happen to me. But make sure you ask those questions and make sure you let the lenders know what is happening with that property, what's happening with title. Because as a good lender, what you do is you take that application, you get that property address. Once you get that earnest money agreement in hand, the first thing you do is you get that thing ready for the appraisal and you order the case number, usually before the title report has come back, so you as the lender can't look at it because you are trying to be proactive, because the realtors are knocking on your door saying, let's get the appraisal, let's get the appraisal, let's get the appraisal. But if we're not all working together in here, we could run into this problem. So make sure you're disclosing all the information to the lender and ask those questions from the seller, because if you don't, you could be looking at a paycheck 6-7 months down the road because you thought you were trying to do it quicker. I can get paid on this thing in 30 days. Make sure you dot all the I's, cross all the T's. Ask the right questions, disclose it all to the lender, and you'll be great, okay? Check out the poll question. Check out the links in doc section below. Support the HR 2801, the first-time homebuyer credit extension, and also the HBCC petition. Make sure you get that amendatory clause put in your earnest money agreements. First-time homebuyer credit tax form is down there also. Check on the referrals. If you need somebody to do, professional photography for your listings, you need a contractor, you need somebody to clean the property for you, home inspector, they're all down there. Check them out. You'll love to work with them. Again, ask me questions, call me. I'll get you any information that you need. If I don't get back to you right away, I apologize, but I will get back to you. So again, thank you for watching and clicking around the page and checking out all the other links here, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I wanna turn the whole thing upside down.